What is going on, fellas and lady fellas? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today I've got another video for you. A little news video talking about a new trap card revealed for Rise of the Duelist. It's really cool. I don't think this card will be too crazy insane in terms of like meta play. It's not the next Impermanence. It's not the next Evenly Matched. You know, these wide played meta trap cards. But I do think it could be seed play in any standard, like, not standard, but like heavy trap deck. Any deck that just wants to play traps, this card could be a pretty strong main or side deck option, depending. So, on the meta. So let's get into it. I don't want to waste too much time here. So looking at this card, we've got a Draconian Prison of Snow and Sky. It's a normal trap card. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but the artwork on this card is incredibly cool. I hope this card is a holo. That would be super fresh for sure. But anyway, a Draconian Prison of Snow and Sky. It's a normal trap card, which is nice. So Lilith, Trap Trick, a couple of generic like normal trap searchers can get this card out onto your field. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. First effect, or I guess the only effect, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard as cost. Special summon it to your field, but negate its effects if any. Then you can banish two monsters on the field that have the same type, but it has to be one from each player's field. So there's kind of a lot going on here. So first things first, like at the worst, this card can just be a DD Crow. It can just reborn a monster from your opponent's graveyard. It doesn't even, like, not only does it take it out of your opponent's graveyard, but it also just gives it to you. You know, like banishing, like obviously once it leaves the field again, it could potentially go back to their graveyard and give them a resource later on. But at least for that moment in time, a well-timed one can just take it and not only like remove it, like hitting a Jack Jaguar out of Salamangrate's grave, and they don't have a way to like easily remove the Jack Jaguar. They'd have to like go battle phase with a Sunlight Wolf and like crash, but like waste a Bayling's engrave or something. Like a really awkward thing the play they'd have to do just to get the Jack Jaguar to fire off in their main phase too. Like weird plays like that into that. In situations like that, that can just be worth. And then other decks as well, just reborning stuff. There's so many graveyard-centric decks. But the second effect is where the real ceiling of this card comes in, because so many archetypes play similar attribute monsters. I mean, everything. Like, looking at the meta right now, if you were to like reborn a dinosaur from your opponent's grave and then banish their Overreactor, banish their Ultimate Conductor Tyrant. I mean, a card like this, if you just wait till your opponent goes battle phase, you could wait till they do their entire play not even worry about it. Like, let them go battle phase, because Miscellaneous Source will not protect them in battle phase. Reborn a dinosaur and then banish the dinosaur you reborned and the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and depending on how far they went, like that could just end their play right then and there. Sunlight Wolf, another great example. Like, banishing is incredibly good versus them, as well as just like I said, you could reborn a Jack Jaguar, then banish the Jack and a Sunlight Wolf, and then a lot of times that will just stop their play, taking an extender, or you could get the Gazelle out of their like circulation so that they can't go through Gazelle anymore to get extra advantage or anything. It can be very good in certain matchups like that. I think Shaddoll Invoke, it definitely has its implications there. Just ripping stuff out of their grave even can be okay. So yeah, like I think like so many decks just end up being same type, as well as like even mirror match as well, because it just says any two monsters from the field that have the same type. So if you're playing a mirror match, or at least just a mirror in terms of the type of monsters you play, you could just banish one of your own and your opponent's monsters after reborning just one of theirs. So there's a lot of implications here. There's a lot of utility here. I think the ceiling is pretty high. You're taking a monster out of their grave and off their field potentially, but like the floor is also pretty nice, because it's just like a DD Crow. It's a slow DD Crow. It's not the best, but I mean, I guess it's even higher ceiling than DD Crow, even though it's not as, you know, doesn't have as much utility and versatility, because DD Crow just goes second. DD Crow can hit any card instead of monsters, but you at least get the body on board, so then you could just play beatdown. I mean, if your opponent had a body in grave that's just big enough, you just take it and you play beatdown with it, so that could actually be pretty useful. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of good use for this card. I think it's a pretty good generic trap. definitely let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I think it's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be looking at it as a potential card. I'm going to be scooping it just because why wouldn't you? Like, I don't know. As long as it's not crazy expensive, I'm just going to like scoop it when it comes out just because I always like to just have cards like these on the dock already in case I ever, have to, in case I ever decide like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm playing this card. I think it's really good right now in the meta or whatever. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Always, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below on this new normal trap card. I think it's really interesting. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. All right. Peace.